Thank you for calling the LaPorte County government. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. This call may be recorded. If you know your party's extension, please enter it now. For public health, press 1. For public safety, including the sheriff's office, press 3. For clerks, court. For county clerks, press 1. For courts, press 2. Probation, press. For Superior 1 or 2 clerk, press 1. For Superior 3 clerk, press 2. Superior 4 clerk, press 3. For Circuit Court clerk, press 4. For Circuit Civil or Juvenile. Clerk's office.
Yes, I'm trying to reach Kathy Kroback, I guess.
Okay. Let me transfer to her extension. Hold on, please. Clerk's office.
Yes, I'm trying to find out about a civil cause number I have.
What type of a cause number?
It is a PL.
Okay. Do you have the number?
I do.
Okay.
46D03 1811 PL
Okay.
001920.
You have Circuit Court, and this is the Superior Court 3 number. So I'm going to transfer you upstairs.
Actually, okay, so it was in. It doesn't have a new cause number yet. It has a DO3 cause number. It was transferred from DO3 to Circuit Court based on jurisdiction grounds. And then once it was transferred to Circuit, Judge Alavisos recused on October 10th. There's a clerk administrative event on October 15th, pursuant to Local Rule 46 TR 79H1. The clerk forwarded it to Superior Court 1 Judge, Mr. Bergerson.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to. All right, so this went about 3 months before the clerk's office, or no, it went about a year before the clerk's office took any action on this. And all these judges have previously recused as conflict of interest for one reason or another on previous cases with me. So what I'm trying to figure out is how to not go through the next 6 months of the clerk forwarding this case to these judges simply so they can recuse, and then it can get tied up for another month or two. Because all these judges have already recused as conflict of interest.
On this case or on other cases?
On other cases. That's why.
She has a list that she has to follow.
Right. Okay. Now, I understand what your policy is. Is what I'm trying to explain is that your policy doesn't account for when this kind of thing happens. I have the right to expediency, like process or not. There's nothing that obligates me to go through an arbitrary or capricious process simply because it's on paper, even though it's going to waste 6 months of my time on the docket, as well as the courts. So I understand that there's a list that she's going to go through. I'm trying to figure out how to speed up going through that list for entries that you know are already going to be eliminated, such as all 5 judges in LaPorte County have recused as a conflict of interest.
And once it gets through those 5 judges, then it's going to go to the judges that we have a small amount of that can go out of county as to whether or not they'll accept. It's just the process and the procedure that has to follow.
Right. Well, I'd like to see where that process and procedure is outlined for when circumstances change, because.
Are you filing something? Are you going to file something?
I can't file anything right now because I'm being held up in the clerk's office, and I'm going to go through 5 recusals over the next 6 months, as I previously already have.
It might not take that long either. I mean, maybe it's just going to be a matter of a couple of days before the judge recuses, and then she'll get the file back, and then she'll send it to the next person.
Right, and I have time limitations as a pro se litigant on when I'm allowed to file things, and I'm being told for this time right now. So there's no option for me to speed this up. Because even I, a layperson, am able to understand that this is unnecessary.
All I can tell you is that is the procedure.
All right, so can I ask you about a second cause number?
Okay.
This would be 46.
Second cause number.
46 CO1 1907 MI 001619.
Okay, this has been forwarded to Superior Court 3, a special judge in this matter pending his acceptance.
Right, okay, so what I'm noticing here is that on July 22nd, there's an order granting a motion for a change of venue. Then there's no action for about 3 months. I'm told that the clerk's office never got this or received it and never did anything with it. So there's no way to expedite this one, I'm assuming, either. Even though the clerk's office has acknowledged that they made a mistake there, and that's why it lapsed 3 months. Is there a process for expediting this one, or I'm still going to go through the next 5 recusals?
She would still have to go through the list of judges that we have.
All right. So speaking of the list of judges, these are both entered on the same day, October 15th, the clerk administrative events. The 1920 is forwarded to Superior Court 1, and the 1619 is forwarded to Superior Court 3. Is there any reason that different judges were chosen off of this list for each one?
I would have no idea on that. I do not do that.
Is there a way that I can find out? I mean, because we're going by the list and the policy and the procedure and all that, so I'm just wondering.
And you're not the only one, Mr. Throgmorton, who's filing motions for change of judges.
No, I'm not. I didn't actually file a motion for a change of judge. I didn't actually file a motion for a change of judge. That's not my motion.
Change of venue from judge.
That's not my motion.
Did you file a change of venue from judge?
It's not my motion.
That's what he does here.
It's not my motion.
Okay, I don't want to get argumentative with you.
I'm not trying to get argumentative with you. I'm just. It's not my motion. I didn't file it.
The questions you're asking.
The city of.
The case right now is sitting still until it gets to a judge, and a judge accepts it, or he rejects it, or denies it, and
So,
then it will go to the next person.
Do I have any remedy to avoid this whole process where you see, I'm experiencing criminal retaliation. I'm told that my options are to file in the court a civil remedy, but it seems like quite often my civil remedies just sit still, as you say, in the clerk's office. I'm just sort of wondering, is there a remedy to this? Is there a complaint process? Is there something that I can do to make it to where my civil remedies no longer sit still in the clerk's office?
I cannot answer that question for you. I am not an attorney. So
I don't need an attorney. I need somebody who's familiar with the administrative process for the clerk's office. I don't need you to be an attorney.
Well, you are asking me a question which requires a law degree.
No. It doesn't require a law degree. The administrative process for the clerk's office is something that the clerk's office should be familiar with. I don't think you would need a law degree to explain a process that is specifically outlined for this office.
I do not want to have this conversation with you anymore, okay? I cannot give you any information. I cannot give you any legal advice.
I don't need any legal advice. I'm not requesting that. I'm asking what the procedure is when I would like to appeal what you're doing. Is there a way for me to correct your actions if I feel wronged by them?
And that is a legal question.
No. I'm asking if your department, if the clerk's office has a process.
I'm going to give you one more minute, and then I'm going to hang up on you, okay? Because we're not getting anywhere in this conversation because you're not listening to what I say, because I'm repeating myself.
Okay, so there is no internal process for me to complain against the clerk's actions.
Please don't put words in my mouth. That is not what I said.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is there an internal process? I'm trying to exhaust my administrative remedies. I can just file for an injunction if there's no other process internally at your office. I can just go to the courts.
You need to do what you feel you need to do.
I'm asking if that's my option. Is there an option internally at the clerk's office?
I cannot tell you if there is an option.
Well, who would actually be able to tell me that? Because you're not telling me there's not one either.
Be able to tell you if there's an option.
Is there somebody at the clerk's office that would be familiar with the policies of the clerk's office that I can speak with?
This is a filing question that you're asking, and a procedural question that you're asking on a filing. If you're proceeding as your attorney, pro se, then you are responsible.
No, I'm asking as an ordinary citizen, what would be the process internally to seek a remedy through the clerk's office based upon the clerk's office actions? Is there a process internally in that department? If there's not, that's fine. I'm just simply asking, yes or no.
Advice.
I'm not asking for legal advice.
I'm going to hang up.
There are administrative rules that govern the actions of the clerk's office. I'm asking if there's anything in those rules that would require me to be able to complain against an action. Goodbye. It's been a minute.